This video is to show you how to do task 3, the user interface prototype for the farm task. We're told in our task you've got to create the working prototype with your home, attraction, facilities and accommodation screen. What we're going to need for this is the images and the appropriate software. You are given approximately 2 hours to create these, so this realistically would be completed within 2 lessons. In order to complete this, you're going to need to have a look at your farm designs, and then you're going to need a PowerPoint document. So I'm going to have a quick look at my designs to remind me of what I've got. So my consistency was that I've got a logo in the top left, my navigation bar, my social media icons, accessibility icons, and forwards, backwards and home icons. I've said that I'm going to use a pale colour, and I've said my font will be dark brown. I haven't said what colour my background is. Oh, I have there, pale green, so it helps if I read it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by setting up my master slide, making sure everything present is there. So we're going to go, just like we always do, to view and slide master. I'm just going to click this one, and then I'm going to start with my background. So all I'm going to do is right click, choose format background, and I'm going to choose a palish green colour. So let's have a little look. That looks suitably farmy, and I could do it a little darker if I wanted to. So I quite like that one, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to delete out the options of things that are there, and then I'm going to start by putting my logo in. To put an image in, we go to Insert and Pictures. I have saved all of my items to the desktop just to make it easier for this video, so here it is, and I should have one in here that's called logo, and there it is. So I'm going to double click that, and it comes, and it is a colossal image. So I'm going to make it a reasonable size, and I'm just going to drop it up here. You can decide where you want it according to your plan, but I'm going to drop it in that top corner. Then I'd said top right hand corner I was going to have my social media icons. So I'm just going to go to Insert Pictures once again and find my socials. So I've got the bird icon, and then for what used to be Twitter, and then I've got an Instagram one. So I'm going to move those up there. Now these are quite big images, and I want them both to be the same size. So I'm going to resize this Instagram one, make sure it's a sensible size. Doesn't have to be colossal. Might make my logo maybe a little bigger, that's better. So if I click on this, I can see what its height is. So I can see it's 2.59, so I'm going to change that, just make it a nice round 2.6 by 2.64. I want my bird icon to be the same, so I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to type in my sizes, and I'm going to give it as 2.6, and then move it along, and there are my 2 social media icons. Then I've said bottom corner I'm going to have my accessibility icons. So we're going to go to Insert Picture, and we're going to find our accessibility. And I only had this little magnifying glass, which is really big. So I'm going to shrink this one down. I quite liked the size before, 2.6 seems reasonable. So I'm going to do that one. Drag it down so it is in this bottom corner. I'm not happy that there's only one accessibility icon, so I'm going to see what we've got in our shapes. So if I go into shapes, what can I see? I'll go down here, and there's a nice little speaker icon for sound. So maybe I'm going to draw that into there, and then I need to format that one. So I've got to choose what I want it to be. I want it to be the same sort of thing, so I want my shape to be white. and I don't want it to have an outline because my other one doesn't have an outline, so I'm going to pop no outline. And then my size, I'm going to make it 2.6, so it's the same size as my other ones, and I'm going to drop that one down there, whoops, so they match up nice and neatly. Then I said I was going to do my navigation at the bottom, so I'm going to drop those in now. So again, insert my pictures, and I've got my icons there, and then there was a home icon as well, so we're going to use the home icon. So we're going to pop those onto there, and we're going to choose how big we want them. Now I want them a little bit bigger so that people know where they are, so 3.85, that looks reasonable, and let's make this one the same size. We can always come back and adjust it if we decide it's too big. So there we go, 3.85, and then we've got our options that somebody can choose to go forwards and backwards, or they can go to the home icon. I don't like how these two are the same. I want to split them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it. So I'm going to crop out the one icon. And then on this one, I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm going to crop out the other one. So now somebody can go forwards or backwards or to home. Next thing I want to do is I want to put my navigation in. So to do that, if you remember, we're just going to go in, we're going to put table in, and it's going to have 4 rows, 4 cells in one row. I definitely don't want it to be blue, so I'm going to go into my design and have a little look at how I want it to look, and I'm going to format it. So I'm going to right click and format it. What colour do I want it? Maybe going to make it just a fraction darker so that looks better, and then I'm not convinced I'm a fan of that, so let's have a look in our design and let's have a little look at what we've got for our outline. So if we go to our shape over here, we can choose our different options, and I'm going to go to line, and I'm going to have a solid line and change that one. So I've got this there, it's all now nice and neatly set up, and I said that I wanted to make my font brown, so I'm going to find a nice brown colour. So I'm going to go in here and choose this nice rich chocolatey brown. Centering it, and my screen names I need to check up because I've forgotten what they were. So home, attractions, facilities and accommodation. So I've got home, attractions, facilities and accommodation. And I've not spelled that right, that should be 2 C's. Now I could change my fonts, or if I highlight this one, choose Format Painter, I can just drag it across and that's going to do that. And I've still spelt it wrong, so I'll change that. So I've now got a nice menu and I've got my navigation features. Now as I look at this, I'm thinking this is going to be not much space to put my information. So these maybe I'm going to drag down a bit more so that I've got a little bit more space to put my information in. Let's check back to my design. So social media, logo, forward, backwards, accessibility icons. That's all I need. So jobs are good, and I've made my master slide. So I'm going to now save my file, and I'm going to give it a name, and I'm calling it Farm Interface. You'll call it Task 3 and your name. So that's there, all saved. So I can go to my master slide, go to slide master and close master view. Delete that slide because I don't need it. And then I'm going to put in 4 slides, which I can then make as per my designs. So my home screen, I need to put the title home screen. I'm going to put some animals on and the welcome information and an information point image. So we're going to start by putting our home in. So I'm going to drop myself a little text box, pop it across the top, and we're going to make sure our font is that brown that we used before, so recent colours. That looks relatively in the middle, so I'm going to call this home page, and I'm going to make sure that my font is bold, maybe a little bigger. Then what I needed was my key information, and I said I might put some welcome information and things like that. So if I go to my desktop now and open up my text document, so here is my opening times and entrance fee. So all I'm going to do is copy that text, go onto my slide, and I'm going to pop myself a text box in. So I'm going to have a look at fitting that so it fits just underneath my navigation bar, just to keep it nice and neat. And then all I need to do is paste my text. So I've got this. I'm going to make sure it's Calibri. I'm going to make sure it's brown like everything else. So I've got my information there, and then I might want to put a welcome message in. So I'm just going to put welcome to our farm. We hope you enjoy your visit. You don't have to put anything if you don't want to. So I've got some information here. I'm just going to make it a little bit easier to read by breaking it up a little bit. So I've got the information here about the tickets, and this one says family season ticket, and there's some more information. So I'm just going to put a dash, and then going to pop that on the same line, and just maybe make that a little bit wider so that it fits in. There we go. And then there's something that's free, so I'm just going to highlight that because, let's face it, everybody likes something free. And then I said I was going to put some images of animals, and I wanted to put an information point image as well. So maybe I need to do something about the spacing. So I'm going to move this up here, move my text up a little bit more, maybe stretch it out further, and there we've got our information. So I'm now going to put my pictures in. So, what have we got? Some pictures. Oh, let's put just a couple of images over here. There we go. So let's make that maybe a bit smaller. So what's that one? Let's have a look. There you go. A nice 3 centimetre little picture. And let's put another couple in just to make it look